Supernatural mysteries in Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the most realistic western in video game history, and yet the longer you roam this world, the more often you stumble across things that simply don't seem to fit. These mysteries form the so-called iceberg, and the deeper you dive, the eerier it becomes. The Mysterious Stranger. The Mysterious Stranger may be the greatest riddle in the entire series. In Red Dead Redemption 1, you meet him face to face. A man in a black suit who knows everything about you and confronts you with moral questions. Whether you play good or evil, he seems to know it all, even your future. In Part 2, he never appears directly. Instead, in a remote cabin near Austin, there's an unfinished painting. Each time you return, it becomes more complete, until eventually the face of the stranger is revealed. But the man himself never shows. Is he God? The devil? Or Rockstar's way of personifying fate itself? Theories range from Angel of Death to a manifestation of the player. The Vampire of Saint-Denis. In the streets of Saint-Denis, bloody messages begin to appear on the walls. If you track them all down, the trail leads to an alley behind the cathedral where a vampire awaits. Thin, pale, and caught in the act of drinking blood. You can walk away as if you saw nothing or decide to fight him. And if you do kill him, you earn a special dagger. Though for his victim, help comes too late. Agnes Dode, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Bluewater Marsh is unsettling enough by day, but at night it becomes haunting. That's when the ghost of Agnes Dode appears. Her story is tragic. She fell in love with a man her parents disapproved of, so they met secretly beneath an old tree. When she became pregnant, he left her for another woman, and the shame was complete. Her father shot her lover, driving Agnes into madness. She killed her father, then hung herself at that very tree. You can encounter her spirit up to 16 times. She calls out for her lover and curses her parents. Eventually, she addresses the player directly and leads you to her tree, where her lifeless body hangs. Arthur or John record the event in their journal. I cannot believe I am writing this, but there's something mighty strange in that swamp. Gertrude Braithwaite. The Braithwaites, one of Lemoyne's richest families, held a secret so dark they kept it hidden. Gertrude, their mentally disabled daughter. Instead of sending her to an institution, they locked her in an outhouse on the estate to protect the family's reputation. If you find her, she screams and gestures wildly. It's not a ghost story, it's pure human cruelty. Her fate is revealed in the epilogue. She starved to death where she had been locked away. Francis Sinclair. Near Strawberry, a man named Francis Sinclair asks for help locating mysterious rock carvings. But something just feels off about him. His clothes are far too modern and his speech just doesn't fit the year 1899. After you find all the carvings, he invites you back to his cabin, but he's gone. Instead, you find his mother, holding a baby with the same scar on his face. The baby is also named Francis. Everything suggests Sinclair is a time traveler. His drawings in the cabin depict portals, mushroom clouds, and skyscrapers, things that should not exist in this world. The Robot Child. In Doverhill, inventor Marko Dragic builds his own sun, a machine brought to life by bolts of electricity. Soon after, Dragic is found dead in his lab while the robot is missing. Later, wandering through the mountains, you may find it, a lonely figure of iron, endlessly murmuring Papa. Years later, as John, you can still see him there, rusted and forgotten, still searching for his father. Did the robot kill its own creator? The Blackwater Sports Team. 15 athletes vanish during a training run. Weeks of searching end up with the discovery of a mass grave near tall trees. The bodies wear uniforms and grotesque clown masks. No sign of the killer, no explanation for how someone could overpower 15 young fit men. Without a struggle, without escape. Hani's Bethel. A cabin deep in the woods seems ordinary from the outside. However, on the inside, it's a scene of horror. 11 skeletons sit around a table, candles burned down, furniture covered in dust. On the altar lies a mysterious sermon, announcing the second hour under half moon. If you return at the right time around 2 AM, you actually see a UFO hovering over the cabin. The cold seemingly sacrificed themselves to reach their gods. Butcher Creek. Butcher Creek is a place of misery, dilapidated huts, and suspicious townsfolk. Officially, the village is poisoned. Lead and arsenic from a northern mine have tainted the water, but the evidence suggests more. The outhouses from a pentagram when mapped. Between 4 and 5 AM, another glowing symbol appears beneath the ruins. A curse, a cult, or just symbolic design. Even if you know the explanation, the atmosphere makes Butcher Creek one of the strangest places in the game. Bulgur Glade. East of the Braithwaite estate lies an old battlefield. In 1864, countless men died here, led by a general who valued his reputation over their lives. Today, the site lies in ruins, but at night you can still hear drums and screams as if the battle never ended. The Ghost Train. Through Lemoyne, a train sometimes passes that shouldn't exist anymore. A shadowy outline in the middle of the night, silent, flickering along the tracks, frightening horses into panic. Only a few players claim to have ever seen it. John Marston as a zombie. In Tall Trees, there is a well where players claim to have seen an apparition. If you extinguish and relight your lantern, you may glimpse John Marston, but not as the living hero, but rather as the undead. Some take it as a nod to Undead Nightmare, others as a chilling Easter egg. Arthur's Ghost. After the epilogue, some players report seeing Arthur himself, near his grave as a fleeting figure or even just his voice. It's unconfirmed but plausible. Rockstar has often used subtle ghost appearances, and perhaps it's only fitting that Arthur doesn't entirely vanish. Limpany. South of Valentine lies Limpany, a town destroyed by fire. Officially, a lightning strike caused the blaze, but now only charred ruins remain. Some say they hear footsteps, other whispers, maybe just imagination, or perhaps the restless souls of those who died in the flames. Bennett's Grave. Between Van Horn and Ansburg lies a small grave marked by a simple wooden cross. The name Bennett is carved into it. Even by day it feels heavy, but at night it becomes unsettling. Horses shy away, fog thickens as if something unseen is moving nearby. Nobody knows who Bennett was, but it still seems that he lingers. Some of these mysteries are clearly meant as Easter eggs, but others feel far more deeply woven into the world, and that's exactly what makes them so compelling. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't a horror game, but that's why its myths are all the more disturbing. And that's why even years later, we're still talking about these ghosts and legends. They were never fully explained and remain part of the mystery. So the next time you ride through the swamp at night and your horse suddenly spooks, think twice before you check what's standing there in the fog.